Shalom Yasharallah, starting off when they give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakodash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who I learned this truth from. And Shalom to the elect out there. To these title of this lesson will be Calamity After Calamity. And this goes out to you Negroes, you Latinos, and you Native Americans, the true Hebrew Israelites of the Holy Bible. Once again, today's title of this lesson will be Calamity After Calamity. And that's what we're seeing right now. We're seeing constantly what calamities, disasters, tragedies, and catastrophes going on right now. Let's read the title of this article. And it reads, a tornado sunk a luxury sailing boat off the coast of Sicily. Let's read on down for a little information. And it reads, emergency workers in southern Italy are still hunting for at least one person who remains missing after a tornado sank a luxury yacht early Monday, prompting an air and naval operation off the coast of Sicily. 22 people are thought to have been on the yacht when the tragedy struck. 15 people were rescued from the wreckage, according to Italy's Coast Guard. One body was recovered on Monday, and a fireman was found on Wednesday after divers struggled to reach deep inside the yacht, around 50 meters underwater. 2 Americans and 4 Britons were among the 6 initially reported missing, including British tech tycoon Mike Lynch, Jonathan Bloomer, chairman of Morgan Stanley International, and Chris Marvillo. A prominent lawyer, the 5 bodies found Wednesday have not been identified, while the body recovered Monday is thought to be that of the onboard chef Ricardo Thomas. Let's get a little bit more of this. It says right here, a small water spout, a type of tornado, spun over the Mediterranean island early Monday, likely capsizing the sailing boat amid lash of rain and strong thunderstorms. The British flag yacht called the Bayesian was anchored about a half a mile from the port of Porticillo on Sicily's northern coast. The vessel sank after its mast broke in half in the storm. Salvatore Cosino, head of Sicily's civil protection, told CNN on Tuesday. It says eyewitnesses described furious gales and hurricane-like winds that left an avalanche of debris near the pier. Let's get this last part right here. It says more than a dozen survivors were spotted in the area hanging on to life rafts, according to the captain of a nearby boat who steadied his ship to avoid colliding with the Bayesian. We got the strong hurricane gusts and we had to start the engine to keep the ship in angle position, Carsten Bauer told reporters in Palermo on Monday. After the storm was over, we noticed that the ship behind us was gone. And that's how we're going to read this article. But we're constantly seeing what calamities, or disaster, tragedies, and catastrophes. And we've seen the Lord constantly doing these things left and right. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is constantly putting out the heavy judgment each and every day. And we've seen people in the house of mirth. And we've seen that these people on a luxury boat off the coast of Sicily. But one thing about it, the Lord had different plans from the Lord, took this boat and sunk it. And a lot of miseries are falling upon people in these last days when we constantly see these things left and right. It's not time to be in the house of mirth, not time to be turning up. It's time to be seeking your true power, which is Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, because the Lord is angry and he's constantly putting out that judgment each and every day. Tragedies, disaster and catastrophe. We're seeing every day things are increasing, violence, crime, death, bloodshed is at an all-time high right now. We're seeing constantly accidents, deadly casualties are at an all-time high right now. But one thing about that, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, he's in control of everything. Should it be evil in the city, and the Lord have not done it? When you go to the book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 6, the Lord is constantly bringing these evil times upon the people in these last days. So let's get a very quick precept before we get a quick video. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 39, verse 28. Let's scroll on down. And it reads, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes in a time of destruction. They pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. And this is what we see right. We can't see these death angels, these evil angels are working overtime for the Lord. They're appeasing the Lord. And when you go into the word appease, it means to satisfy. And as we see, man, once the Lord gives that order out for somebody to get unalive, these death angels are going to go do it without any hesitation. We're seeing murder, we're constantly seeing bloodshed, disasters, tragedies, catastrophes, all the things we're seeing. The Lord is constantly putting that order out. And these death angels are constantly doing them. These spirits created vengeance are constantly unaliving people left and right. Let's move on. Let's get the rest of this. It reads, fire and hail and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword punishing the wicked to destruction. We can't see animal attacks. Dogs are mauling people, shark attacks, bear attacks, alligator attacks. The Lord is putting a spirit on these animals that keep mauling people and unaliving people left and right. Also got snakes swallowing people whole. There's a woman in Indonesia that got swallowed whole by a snake. We seen these animals, they putting in work for the Lord, man. The Lord's putting a spirit on these animals. They get busy. Also, bear attacks, dogs are killing people, all type of attacks going on. There's a lot of things going on, but one thing about that, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, he's constantly doing these things. Judgment is constantly going out left and right. Let's keep on reading. It says they shall rejoice in his commandment and shall be ready upon earth when need is, and when their time has come, they shall not transgress his word. That's plain upon tables. So before I dive into the rest of these precepts, I have a quick video, and then we'll get the rest of these precepts. All right, bear with me for a quick second. All right, here we go.
4 British tourists are feared dead after a £14 million super yacht was reportedly hit by a tornado before sinking off the coast of Sicily. The body of a man on board the doomed yacht has already been found as the frantic hunt for the remaining 6 survivors continues. The yacht is believed to have been flooded by water after a tornado off the coast of Porticello near Palermo just before 5 AM local time on Monday morning. A 1-year-old British girl was rescued by her mother in the sea before being rushed to hospital by emergency crews in a lifeboat. Helicopters, divers, patrol boats and firefighters are all continuing to help with a desperate search of the wreckage. A man's body was tragically found alongside the shipwreck by divers. It's still unclear which nationality the man was from, with 2 US holidaymakers and a Canadian also missing after the 160-foot vessel was struck by violent winds and rain overnight. The cook, who was part of the crew on the luxury travel ship, is still missing as well. At least 15 people were saved by Coast Guards, patrol boats, firefighters and local fishermen as the captain reported the horror ordeal. The youngest on board was a 1-year-old baby who was rushed to the nearby Children's Hospital of Palermo. Her mother said she lost hold of the young Brit in the sea before managing to find her again and get her to safety. 7 other survivors are still in hospital receiving treatment. Officials have provided the 14 people with clothing and aid. Helicopters are still patrolling the coastal region as the search continues. An expert team of divers have already been able to locate the hole where they've discovered the man's body, Italian media says. It was discovered 160 feet below the water on the seabed, around half a mile from the coast. Sicily is currently under a serious weather warning for strong winds. Almost all of the 22 passengers and crew on board are said to have been inside their cabins in their rooms when the weather took a turn for the worse. Many of the terrified passengers managed to escape their rooms before being forced to enter the sea.
And this morning we got this very strong orkan gust, and we had to start the engine to keep the ship in an anchor position, and we watched the ship behind us not to touch them. And we managed to keep the ship in position, and after the storm was over, we noticed that the ship behind us was gone. And then we saw a red flare. So my first mate and I went to the position, and we found this life raft drifting.
But anything inside?
With 15 people inside.
15 people
15 people inside. 4 people injured. 3 heavy injured, and we brought them to our ship, and then we communicated with the Coast Guard, and after some time the Coast Guard came, and later they picked the injured people, and when 2 hours later they picked up the other.
The yacht was said to have started to sink just off the shoreline with its anchor still down. Local cruiser fishermen quickly spotted the ship and managed to help raise the anchor along with 2 other sailing vessels. Citizens from New Zealand, Sri Lanka, Ireland and France were also on board alongside the British nationals. The group is said to have been on holiday in Sicily at the time. A shocked witness claims the vessel's mast was torn apart by the tornado before it was knocked off balance, where it started to fill with water.
Alright, so we've seen right there, man, these people were on the yacht took a turn for the worse, and they're in the house of mirth, not caring about the signs of the times, not worrying about what the Lord's about to do. But one thing about the Lord's constantly doing these things left and right. And that's what we constantly want our people, so-called Negroes, you Latinos, and you Native Americans. And you need to get your mind right now, because these judgments are getting more intense, and we're seeing the Lord just getting angry. He's getting very creative with these judgments. A lot of things are going on these last days that we're in. A lot of miseries are falling upon people in these last days. So let's get this quick precept. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 78, verse 49. It reads, He casts upon them the fierceness of his anger, wrath, and indignation, and troubled by sending evil angels among them. And this is what we're constantly right now. The Lord constantly with his evil angels amongst his people, man. Constantly causing one of these calamities, tragedies, disasters, catastrophes. A lot of people are coming up unalive in these last days when a lot of things are happening, deadly casualties, and a lot of people getting killed left or right, bloodshed, deadly accidents. A lot of things are going on. But one thing's about that Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai, he's in control and he's doing these things. It's no escaping the hands of Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai. Let's read this again. It says the book of Psalms, chapter 70, verse 49. It reads, he casts upon them the fierce of his anger, wrath, and indignation, and troubled by sending evil angels among them. Let's keep on moving. Just a very quick lesson. Just a very quick lesson. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 39. Let's scroll on down. And it reads, see now that I, even I am he, and there's no power with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out my hand. And right, there's no delivering out the hands of Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai. We already know, we've seen these disasters, these tragedies, these calamities. The Lord's control. The Lord's doing all these things. That's why we have to be fearing the Lord. We have to be seeking him, because the Lord is constantly putting out the heavy judgment each and every day. And the Lord already said there's no power with him. He kills, he makes alive. He wounds and he heals. There's an any that can deliver out of my hand. Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. Let's keep on reading. For I lift up my hand to heaven and I say, I live forever. The Lord lives forever. And it reads, if I whet my glittering sword and my hand take hold on judgment, I will render vengeance to my enemies. And I reward them that hate me. We can't see the Lord constantly getting busy. The judgments are happening every day. The judgment are increasing, man. It's a fearful thing to fall in the hands of the living power. Let's get my last final precept. Like I said, this is a very Salaki about that at a quick video interruption. So let's read the book of Isaiah chapter 29 verse 6. And it reads, thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder and with great earthquake and great noise and storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire. And that's what we're seeing right now. We're seeing the Lord visiting the world that he made. We're seeing all type of natural disasters going on, casualties, calamities, hurricanes, tornadoes, earthquakes, and diverse many places. Also forest fire. We've seen all these things increase day by day. The Lord is constantly handing out that heavy judgment. We already know these things will increase and things will get worse and worse, because we're in a time of trouble, a time we've never seen before. Evil days lie ahead of us. We go see these things increase day by day. You so-called Negroes, your Latinos, and your Devon. They seek the Lord while he may be near, while he may be found, because the Lord is constantly getting busy. Let's read this again. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 29, verse 6, and it reads, thou shalt visit of the Lord of hosts with thunder, and with great earthquake, and great noise, and with storm and tempest, and the flame of devouring fire. So I hope this lesson was edifying. Until next time I say, Shalom.